Hello, how are you? My name is Anthony Gray and welcome to another episode of Grayscale Painting. As you can see, I've already prepped my canvas for the painting. Just black paint on 11 by 15 inch watercolor paper. Alright, kind of unconventional. Usually I would mask the moon while the paper was still white and then paint the black, but I just penciled it, put the tape on it, cut it, and there you go. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna do, it'll be somewhat of an obviously an evening scene. Okay, I'm gonna get the handy, I was gonna get a toothbrush to do it, but I think I'll just use a fan brush for the stars. Alright, and it will be a number 10 fan here. Alright, let's look down at the palette. I've got sienna, cat red, cat orange, cat yellow, and some phthalo blue. Alright, got a little bit of black that's left over and some white. Alright, okay. I'm gonna dip my brush into a little bit of water. Alright, and I'm gonna just tap around with the white here. Alright. I don't need the white to be too watery. Okay. And I'm gonna actually block in the moon with the stars. The further away you are with this, the more they tend to splatter, like so. Okay, the closer you are, it tends to, I'll just block them in now. Go in different directions with it. I'll put some on the corner like that, really pop it out there and just drag it down. Maybe a nice cluster of stars going down like this. Okay, just like so. I probably don't need any more than that. That will be fine for what I'm going to do. All right, and that's about it for that. And basically, what I just did is actually block out the moon. When I take this tape off, you'll see this dark shape, and we'll go on from there. All right, but that's what I wanted to do. I don't put too much water on this in the white paint because I want it to dry. Okay, no glycerin or anything has been added to this. And I'm gonna very carefully peel this tape off to reveal the moon. I have to be very careful because I don't want to really peel off too much of the moon. This is what happens when you put the tape on kind of damp. You'll get that, but that's fine. I'm not really too worried about peeling the paper off on the moon. All right, because it's going to be painted over anyway. Hey, so we're pretty much all right. And I'm doing a peel lift. Okay, and I would rather, you see the pull that I'm doing? I'd rather have it pull that way, so that happens, instead of it going out that way. Okay, so what you're seeing is actually fine. It's okay. Peel off the rest there. That's no big deal. Let's go inside the tape here. I'll peel it from the inside of the moon area. Now lift it gently. And right on the edge is where I'll do the pull. As I'm pulling and aiming downward. Okay, and as it comes across, I'm pulling, so the rips or the tears will go in the inside, not the outside. So all of that that's going on in here is no big deal. All right, kind of looks like a planet already, actually. But like I say, all of what you see is fine. No big deal, nothing to write home about. Hashtag don't panic. All right, let's go down to the palette here. Got our black. Got a little bit of white. We're gonna turn that moon nice and gray, like so. All right, now this is just a general blocking in of the moon right now. I think that will do. What I got here, I'm gonna get a little bit of water just to loosen up the paint. No glycerin, just a little water. Okay, and carefully, just go around your moon. You really want a nice tight edge around that moon. As circular as you can get it. And that's just what I'm doing. Okay, going right along the edge. As close as you can. As you get it close around that edge, that's the most important part, get it close around that edge. You can always kind of scoop closer and closer towards the edge. And you kind of know where the borders are, especially where the paper was tearing at. But as long as I get that nice round edge there, all right, then I'll start filling it in. See, like I say, the tears won't mean a thing, because you're not going to notice it when I put the final touches on. All right, I'm just getting a little more white. Tap on a little bit more black. Just to grade up a little bit, get some more black. Deepen that black a little bit, get a little touch of water. Loosen up that paint. Okay, I'm not even worried about the shading of the sun. None of that's going to matter, because I'm gonna put texture on here and all that fun stuff. So don't worry about the different color of gray. Don't fret yourself. If you want to do the moon in this type of style, okay. Trust me, I am not in the least bit worried about the different colors of gray in the moon, because we're going to play around with that anyway. We're going to play around with all of it. It's like so. All right. Don't worry about the patchiness of it. It's not going to matter. Trust me. All right. So we got a little bit of that established. I'm going to rinse off the brush. We're going to start with the texturing of Mr. Moon here. Many ways to do so. Okay. Make it look like moon rocks or what have you. All right, we're going to go into our sponge, get a little bit of white. I'll just tap it right in here. Get a little bit of black, and we're just going to tap it around. Okay, just like that. And we're going to get some moon texture, okay? Okay. And here we go. Let's pull it for a little bit. And we'll put the moon right here. All right. And here comes the fun. Now, when it comes to the texturing, as you can see, all right, just like that. I'll pepper it throughout. I'm not worried about the outside edges of these guys. Okay, not at all. I'm getting a little more black, just adding some more to the texture, a little touch of white, and I'm not going to totally blend it. Okay. And we'll come up around in here. Just like that. And we'll kind of pop in some more. Get a little more black. I want a little more darkness in there. And all I'm doing is really just touching it here and there. And I'm creating a dark side of where the moon is anyway. But if you think it stops there, it doesn't. And we can get our moon form and shape back, and we can return some of those stars if need be. So that I'm not worried about either. Now with the shape of this sponge kind of got a pointy kind of side to it, so we'll mess with that a little bit. I'm gonna bust out with some more dark. I want the darkness to still be textured, and you'll see why in a minute. This is a real cool way to kind of get your moon, if you want it in a crescent shape, or you want it shadowed a certain way. I'm gonna accentuate the light part a little bit, like little craters here and there. Get it pretty close to the edge if you can, like that. You don't have to do every single bit. All right, just like that. Bring some of that light into the dark, just a touch, just like that. Really pop marked and cratered. All right, now how would you wash a sponge like that? Well, you just take it in your cup of water, and you just, wipe it clean. That's it. And you just set it down for its next go around, or you put it back in this little fishnet. They usually come in these little fishnet packages and everything. Okay, as you can see on this side of the moon, it's looking a little rough, like it's being bombarded by comets or something like that. That's fine. We got to let that tack up. We got to let that dry a little bit. Okay, but I'm going to show you a very interesting method once this dry, how to shade that fellow. Okay, now I'm going to put some clouds in here while we're at it. So let's I'll draw back just a little bit. All we need to see is really this part right up in here. All right, just like so. Okay, let's take, I don't know why I like doing these with a filbert. It's just my brush of choice to do clouds and whatnot. I just like I guess it's just the shape of the brush. Okay, but we're gonna throw in some clouds in here. Okay, and believe it or not, it adds dimension and depth to your nighttime sky, believe it or not. Now, the clouds. I'm going to take a little bit of this phthalo blue, look down here, and I'm going to mix some black in that phthalo blue. Okay, and I'm going to mix a little bit of white in that phthalo blue, just like that. All right, I'm going to need a little bit more, so I'm getting a little more black, a little bit more blue, and a little more white. Okay, because I need a nice healthy batch of this color. Okay, that's not too bad. A little more white, get a touch more black because I want to gray it out just a little bit, just like that. And we're going to work with this color for our clouds. I will not add no glycerin. There's no glycerin. It's just going to be the paint. Okay, all right. And so I'm going to start shaping these clouds right now, especially around the outside edge there. Keep it kind of thick, like that. And I'm going to just tap these cloud textures in there. Just tap them in there. And they're going to look like clouds by the time I'm done. Don't worry. Just bring a little bit of bulkiness down there, just like that. I'm not using any glycerin or anything. And we're going to circle this up and around, just like that. Up, up, up. Just like so. Get some more of the paint. And we're going to kind of aim that downward. Come inward. And we're going to go underneath for a little bit. I don't want the clouds coming across the mountain right now, but just like that. And I'm going to start scumbling. Just like that. Scumble some of this. And so all I'm doing is just scumbling the color into that black. Just like this. Don't worry, we're going to get to the highlighting of this cloud and everything. All right, let's bring it up a little bit so you guys see totally what I'm doing here. And we'll start filling in this area up in here. And I'm scumbling as I'm filling it in. We're going to get some different gradations and we're going to get some different patterns of color in this blue-gray cloud here. I'm using the side of the brush. Okay. And as I'm doing this, I'm also going to establish where the cloud bottom will be so you don't destroy all of your stars. Some of your stars are going to show through the bottom of that cloud. So you don't want it to be too large. Okay. But I am going to bulk it out a little bit, just like so. Give a nice flat edge maybe around in here. When I say flat edge, I don't necessarily mean for it to be total sharp edge. Just like that. And start, see, just take your brush, start coloring in things. Just varying degrees of cloud thickness. Okay, so it's truly up to you. All right, something like so. Okay. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Get a little bit of white. I'm going into this cloud color with this white. Look down here. Okay. So we're going to start with some nice, cute highlights. But now, your light source has got to come from this side. Why does it have to come from this? Well, look at the moon. Look where the light source is with the moon. You follow me? And we're going to scumble all sorts of little patterns in there. Put it right up there, a little bit here. Kind of scumble some of that away here. Just like that. This is just me dry brushing. That's all. Like I said, you're gonna get all sorts of different colors, different shapes, different looks. I can bring some of this around here like that. We're gonna continue some of that scumbling. All you do really is just add white. You got plenty of this blue-gray going on here. Okay. And we'll kind of establish another bright spot in there like this. Just like so. Yeah, you see how it's turning out there. You automatically see where your light source is coming from that cloud. All right. Okay. And we got some over here on this side, kind of rounded out there. Just like that. And remember, it's getting darker toward the left. Okay. And man, you can do this and do this and do this until your heart's content. All right. Really, you really can. Let's put some of that love out here like that. And I'm twirling my brush around, get some odd shapes happening there. And we'll get rid of that hard edge for the bottom of the cloud. All right, you want to make sure the light's hitting in that direction. You follow me? Okay. And I'm using the white tip of the brush, adding that blue-gray in here. Okay. Like I say, a lot of it's just scumbling and having a good time with it. Scumble that area right in there like that. Okay. Just like so. And wear it away. I want a nice little bridge of cloud right there. So get a nice effective bridge of cloud, add a little bright white, curve it. You want that. It's like that. And you scumble the rest in there. Fade it right out. And you keep building on it to the degree that you want. Okay, that's all. The color flattens out. So once again, have no fear. And we're gonna get some of that roundness right here. Just like that. Have it come right off the paper there. Fade it right away. Just like so. See that? All right. Different degrees of brightness. That's all. And I really don't want it to be overburdened with bright here. You know, you can tackle some of this like that. You know, some of it will have a direct hit of whatever. And it's usually the sun, even at night. Okay, but that's what we're going with. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Little bit of bright white just on the tip of the brush, and just scumble that brightness right in there, just like that. You see that? See how things are starting to form there? Okay. All right. I can make that cloud even more mysterious by taking the same concept. We're going to take a little bit of black, a little bit of blue, a little bit of black, a little bit of blue. Watch this. Watch now. Build in some shadows in there. Look at this. Some dark shadows in there. Usually around where in front of the light source. Okay. Smallest amount of black, small amount of blue. I'm mixing it in with the previous color. Okay, so everything matches, and we're just gonna get some dark pockets in there, just like that. Bring it into some of that light area. So mainly, you want the dark pockets in there to accentuate your highs. All right. It's a very simple technique, a very simple concept to understand. You can't have effective light without an equally effective dark. You got me? Okay. So right where you see no matter how minute you think the light area is, no matter, see, you can kind of cover some of that up in there. That's basically all I'm doing. I'm softening the bottom edge there. Okay, remember this brings out that light area. Okay, gives your clouds some depth to them. A little bit of black, a little bit of blue. That's all. Now I got to keep in mind I'm not using any glycerin, so it's just me, the paint, and some hand pressure. I'm gathering some more dark here. All right, and right up around in here. Same concept, guys. Same concept. And if you don't think it matters or you won't notice it, you definitely will notice that. There's no way you cannot notice the darkness there. You will notice. And all I'm doing is scumbling the darkness in there. All right, that's all. And you still see your clouds, you still see the stars, but now there's like space in there. You follow me? You can tell that the stars are way behind that cloud's in front of that. Okay, and obviously you got your moon here, your very pock-marked moon. Your moon that looks like it's going through puberty. It's got so many zit marks on it. Okay. All right. Let's tend to that moon, shall we? Let's come back. Now, I've gotten the texture that I want to have with the moon, and most of it is dry. You know, the black is still a little tacky, but that's okay. All right. I'm gonna tap my sponge into this thick black there. Press lightly, just like that. Now you know where your dark half of the moon is here. You see that? That aids in your texture, your moon texture there. Really capitalize on that dark spot there. Just like that. But check that out. How's that for a moon? Just like so. All right. Now, let's pull the camera back. Look what you got for a moon now. Look at that. All right. Now I can accentuate, add a nice mysterious glow to that moon using, I'm showing you guys how to do this because one is ridiculously simple, two is fun, and it's just great to do. I am going to clean off my palette while that's tacking up a little bit. All I'll do is take a little bit of rubbing alcohol on my lid. I'll show it to you once I get this situated. Rubbing alcohol on the lid. Okay, and that's all you do, just wipe it right off. So there you go. good as gold. I'm gonna set this back down. I don't really need this anymore. So that out. My head was filling in a little bit of the camera view. Sorry about that. Getting a little bit of water. Now this is chalk white. Chalk white is kind of thick stuff, all right? I'm rotating, you guys can see this, I'm rotating my brush as I'm doing this here. All right, back at the moon here. Let's bring the moon back in for a second. Okay. Let's give our moon a little bit of love here. I'm gonna twirl my brush around while I'm doing it. See this? And we're gonna bring some of that into the darkness, kind of frame that moon in a little bit. You don't have to make it totally even. Okay, make it a little craggy and a little rough looking around the edges there, like so. Even bring him around a little bit, just like that. That's all you need. Look at that. All right, that actually helps and accentuates. I want to take my brush and pop in a few more craters like this. Kind of trail it, some of that light. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Right here, do the same thing. I'm not going directly to the edge. I'm just using the side of the brush, and I'm using the texture that was left with some of that paint. So I'm just helping this out just a little bit there. See that? Just help it out a little. There. All right. I'm just, like I said, I'm just helping it out a little bit there with that effect. And there you go. Now, when you look at it further back, look at that. You see how you got that done? Extremely simple method to making your moon. Now I can put stuff in front of that moon now. You talk about some texture, or you talk about aerial perspective here. You already have a couple right now. You got the stars, you got the moon, and then you have the clouds. All right. Now, it's obviously apparent I did not put the clouds in front of the moon, not necessarily needed at this point in time. Okay. All right. Put certain colors in here and still represent night or an evening scene. Whatever colors you choose to use, put black into it or put blue into it, or just gray it out deeply. Okay, blacks and purples and maroons and things like that. Well, they're deep colors, cool colors. With that black sky, it maintains a deep atmospheric painting. Let's throw a mountain in there. Oh yeah, a little bit of black. We'll put the black in where the blue is. Get some blue. Okay, so got a little bit of black. Hold on to this palette here. I have to be careful stirring things up with wax paper here, because the wax paper will tear, and I really don't want to tear it up. Okay, all right, that should be adequate enough. I'm going across. Got a nice little mound of paint on there, and really, I'm just going to, pop a mountain in here, and I don't necessarily have to use the palette knife for the mountain. All right, but today, let's just kind of go with the flow of the thing, like so. Now, I got the mountain deliberately in front of the moon. Deliberately in front of yonder moon, okay? I'll bring it down like this. Now, because it's so dark, I can just bring that a little higher, and then we'll bring him outward like that. Don't worry, you will be able to tell. A couple of peaks there, just like that. You're not going to be able to tell yet, but it's there, and you'll see during the highlights. Okay, I'm just getting a little more black. I gotta hold on to this palette here. Let's drag this straight. Get a little bit of blue into that black, just like so. I'm gonna be very careful here so I don't tear up anything. It's gonna move around a bit. Just the nature of the nature of the wax paper. All right, I'll pop some mountains in here, just like that. Trail it. You see that it's some of the clouds are being covered, which is fine. Once again, it adds to the effect and aerial perspective of what we have going on here. Just like that. Now I'm just concerned about the edges of the mountain, not the bottom. Okay, not the bottom at all. Let's put a nice little peak here, and we'll kind of rough it up there and bring it down like that. Okay, just like this. Reshape that a little higher, make him a little craggy there, and bring him downward. That's actually a nice shape right here. So I'm gonna play with that there. All right, and we'll bring all the rest. All the rest can be just scraped downward. It's all right. I'm just taking it off the brush. I'm traveling it downward. All right, because it's dark, it's got blue mixed in it, so it's not totally black. But as far as this painting concerned, it might as well be jet black, but it's not. Okay, it's not. I'm just carefully scraping up some of this black and blue mix. Okay, and we're gonna really cover that up there a little bit more, just like that. But it's not gonna matter, because as long as we got that nice mountain shape going on here, you're good. You're good. Okay, so you got your clouds, you got your mountain, you got your moon back there. Okay, it's gonna be quite a scene. Okay, let's put you back where you guys can be seen here. All right, as I'm looking at this, I guess I can take a little bit more black, a little bit more blue. I'm mixing it with the palette knife here. Okay, there. I'm gonna take a brush. I'll take the 3/4 inch brush, and we're gonna get some of this paint here, this nice mix, and we're gonna expand the mountain from the bottom there, all down in here. We're gonna expand that guy right down here, right down in here. Just let that grow out a little bit, that mountain. I'm holding on to my wax paper, and I'm just lifting this paint right off the wax paper here. And we're just gonna let that grow out a little bit. All right. And it gets rid of some of the star splatter and all of that good stuff. Okay, there you go. Just like that. All right. For those of you who might be a little heavy-handed with your mountains, I'm gonna put my brushes away because I don't need them at this moment. So bear with me 1 millisecond. Okay, it's palette knife time. Now look at this white. We got the white here. Okay, scrape off a little bit of white into this color. Just like that, darken it, gray it out. I'm using that color for me. I'm gonna turn my palette around, just like that. I'm gonna go in the opposite direction here. Very light touch with this wax paper. Now I got the wax paper double lined. Okay, there. Nice thin coat of paint. We're gonna start building all sorts of interesting peaks and whatnot, but I'm using this grayish color. And I'm just gonna start having fun. We're gonna start having fun right now. Okay. Come on down with it, just like that. Make it craggy. We're gonna add all sorts of stuff to this guy. Okay, spread it all out. Get it really lumpy. I'm really pressing it in there. Okay. This is gonna be one rough looking mountain. Okay. I'm just, there we go. Bring it downward. Just like so. Let's get a little bit of blue. Put that blue in there. Get a little bit of black. Put that black in there like that. Mix it. Just like this. Eke out a little bit of white. Put the white in there. Gray it right up. I might even need to get some more white because I don't see too much of it here. I'm scraping some, but it's not really enough. I'm gonna have to bust out with some more white here. That's what it looks like. And that's no problem. Give me another second here. I still want that kind of blue grayish tone, and then we'll build up from that. So I'm getting some more white. I don't know if I'll keep this part or not. I'm gonna get a nice dab of white, put it right there in the mix like that, so I don't have to really take any of it out of the pure white. And once again, we will mix this just like that. Let's mix it in there. There we go. Okay, much like that. Now I can really play with all of that. I got enough of it, and we're just gonna have a fun time. Now this looks like I'm kind of splatting on paint in a haphazard reason. I am not. Okay. Take it, come on down with it. Bring it down this way. Just like that. I'm putting it on fairly thick, fairly heavy. I'm not worried about light and dark shades right now, because we already know where the light source is coming from, so I'm not too concerned with it. But we are going to have some fun with these guys today. Bring it right on down there. Okay. So I have no fear about shaping and coloring. That will all be taken care of. We're going to have so many gaps and peaks and all that good stuff happening with these fellas. Okay, so don't worry about that. Using the flat part of the blade, bring it as close as you can, horizontal to the paper. Just like that. Put it right in there. And what I'm doing is building texture with these fellas. Okay, that's all I'm doing. All of that is texture. All of it. All right, all texture. Okay, let's scrape a lot of this up here. Scrape it all up here. Got a nice thick mound of this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna flatten it out right there. All right. Let's get a bit of white, and we'll put the white right there like that, and a little touch of blue. Put that, just a little touch of blue into that white, just like this. Okay. All right. It's a little bit brighter, and we'll establish some see this? Now I'm establishing a little bit of directional stuff here. And we'll have a nice little curve right in there like that. And bring this one down. Come on, go straight with it. If I got enough, I should have enough to give me something. Nope, not too much, nothing. So I'm gonna get another little scrape across. A little bigger than that. That was sorry. Maybe we get some directional stuff going here. It's like that. Come on down, bring it down in there like that. Okay. Let's get one right up around here. Let's kind of go that way with it. That's like that. And we'll bring it downward like this. Okay, just like that. Right, what represent the light shade of the mountain is where I'm going with all of this. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of this blue, a little deep blue here. Go in the opposite direction for your dark half. Look at that. See this? Now you're establishing the dark part of your mountain. A little bit of paint there. Just a little bit. All right. Really cool colors. When I mean cool colors, I meant temperature-wise. That's what I'm talking about when I say cool colors. Maybe a nice cul-de-sac of cool red in there like that. Come on down with it. A little bit of blue, a little bit more blue. Come up around in here, turn it around like that, and have it come this way like that. Spreading the color out. We got some nice cool shaded stuff in here. Turn it around like that. All right. And we got some right up around in here like this. Just getting some more dark blue. Right up in here. Let's have that kind of come out and come down this way like that. Scoop that around. Bring that downward. Bring some of that downward too. Just like that. So I think you guys are kind of getting the gist of it here. Let's get some nice cool right up in here. Turn my palette knife around and kind of swing it that way. Straighten out my little palette here. I guess I could turn it back. No, I'll keep it this way. All right. We're going into our black. Add that black into this. Get some more black. Deepen it. More black. Get it pretty deep, pretty gray. It's quite a bit of this color. Spread it out. A little more black, believe it or not. There we go. A little more black. I guess you wouldn't really imagine using this much black to get the tones that you're looking for and that you need. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Okay. Remember, still building up texture here. Let's bring it in a little close so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right. Now, got our blue mountains here, but now we're gonna add some mysterious stuff in there. Okay, we're gonna go this way, and we're just gonna get some deep pockets in there, just like that. Come on down with it. Now, what's going on with this right now? What you're watching is the paint being picked off by the previous colors. You follow me? So, if I want deeper, darkened colors, okay, I'll just add some of this really deep gray in there. And it's just bringing back some of the mysterious gullies and stuff back into the mountain. Okay, that's it. That's basically it. Especially down below here. Okay, see that? You do it layers by layers. All right, got some around here, and I'll swing it around. Nice little swipe across, get some extra color going. All I'm doing is returning some of that deep color. Not getting rid of everything, because that's not necessary to get rid of all of it. Right down in here. All up in here. Now remember, I'm doing this without any medium. Okay, don't worry about all this down here. All right, not for you to worry about. Nothing for you to worry about. Just like that. Okay. Now that we got those guys kind of darkened, let's spread this color out here. Or spread the painting out there. Okay. Now that we've got that, all right, we're going into our white. We're going to pick a spot somewhere right around here. Right up around in that area right there. All right. Now, the brighter the color, the less of it you need. All right, so we're good. And now we're going to start highlighting things. Boom. Highlight them. Okay. But I actually need a little more white. And just be very selective in your highlights. And we'll kind of give it a little something here. Go downward like that. Very selective. Very selective. Usually around the edges of your mountains, got a little bit of that love going in there. Like that. See how you can shape these guys now? Now when you start shaping them and adding paths and patterns to it, it will make a lot more sense to you. All right. Get a little white, put up in there. Like right here, this ridge, got a ridge here. We're gonna create that ridge right now, right in there, just like that. All right, got that little nice little ridge up in there. I don't need to add too much more to that. We're gonna keep that moving in that forward trajectory. Let me hold on to my palette here while I spread some of this white down. Very light touch. Very light touch. Because we got another little ridge here kind of happening right up in there like that. Remember, you're going in this direction, all right? Just like that, get that ridge stronger, just like so. You got some love going over here in this area, right up in right here. And you take it, curve it a little bit like that. See, you got a nice little ridge here. So let that ridge have a little something there. And you just bring it down. It'll pick up what it wants. It'll leave you the rest. Just like so. You got a nice little something wrap around there like that. Okay. All right. And then that'll be it for Mr. Mountain. Like so. I'm just looking to see where I can add some more of this light love here. Wrapping around in there like that. Curve him around like so. All right. I can see some interesting things happening. We're up in this area in here. Like maybe a little ledge right in there, and it gets a little thinner. Right in here. Just like that. Yeah. Give them a little touch of something right there. All right, you know, kind of shape it up a little bit. I got another gift right here at the top. Like that. Bring it, cup it right around in there like that. Give him a little love there too. You know, some of them need a little bit of hi, hello, how are you? Right up around in there like that. This one can do for something. Right on the edges. All right. Now, let's bring that back. Let's see what it looks like. You see that? Okay. That's how you just, you know, build your mountains up. All right. Okay. I'm going to take some of this gray. Let's put this brush away, or this palette knife away. I don't need that. Let's bring out the. We'll bring out this thick brush here. This is a 3/4 inch right here. We use this. We're gonna block this stuff in. Okay, and I'm gonna use some blue into this gray that I have already. Get some phthalo blue. I'm gonna put it into the gray. Get a little bit of red into that gray, and then I'm gonna get some of that phthalo blue. We're gonna darken that. Okay, we'll use a touch of black. Get some in there. A little bit of black in there. Okay, just like that. That purple will do. It's like a deep purple now. All right, put a little bit of that black in there. Okay, see how you can effectively use black? What it's gonna do is gray it up. All right. Okay, and here we go. We're gonna put some of that in there, just like that. Right in there. There's a reason for this. Okay, one, you're not going to see much of the bottom of the trees the way I have it designed. Okay, you're not going to see too much of those. You'll see. Put it right in there. No glycerin or anything. This is all paint now. I didn't use any glycerin for this painting. It was just, I believe, just water, and then just me bringing some of this loose paint into the mountain a little bit, in the direction of where I might feel it's going. Don't worry about the white. That's all right. There, just join it all in there like that. No fog, no mist. Won't need any of that. Okay. All right. This will all make plenty of sense once I do the last stage. I'm just getting rid of the paint off the brush, utilizing the colors that I do have here. Okay. We are going to do trees, but they're going to be a different variety of trees. Let's straighten up this right about here. It should be fine, more or less. We're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to go, because our main focus right now is this tree bottom there. All right, and here we go. Get yourself a pretty decent brush. We're going to be mixing some other deep colors. Nothing but paint. All right. Ugh. All right. Our trees are going to be a little different. All right. And I'm going to start one. I'll start one, right about here. And well, actually what I'll do is I'll just draw a line straight down right now. Just like that. All right. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you guys can really grasp what I'm going to do with this tree. Now these trees are going to be a little more narrow, but watch what I do here while the dog's barking. Okay, now these trees, as I'm doing them like this, see, I need another brush than this one. I'm going to have to add, I'm just going to keep hitting this thing. I'm going to add a little water. I got to thin the paint out a little bit. But I got plenty of paint. I just need it thin, so I can maintain a little bit of tip on this. All right, but what I'm doing is that see, look at this. Look. I'm brushing the trees outward. I'm thick center, but as we go outward, you don't want to fill in totally the outside edges. The middle, yes. The outside edges, no. And you're gonna get them slightly wider as it goes down. And in an outward twisty direction. The middle you keep pretty solid. Outward, they grow. Keep the middle solid, but outward they grow and grow and grow like that. All right. So now that's one down. You feel you might be able to see them, but you will. Trust me. You'll be able to see these. So we're gonna even slightly highlight them. But right now, we're gonna get a bunch of those in various sizes going right across the page. All right. And you keep them fairly close together. All right, which also adds to the believability of some real wilderness. But we'll highlight these fellas. But these trees are relatively narrow. All right, so they're good for doing pines far away, but you still want a little detail, a little interest. So what you're looking at me do right now, all right, is the way to get that done. Now I would take what essentially would be a giant script liner, which some are coming in the mail, and I would make these a lot more effective. But these trees are pretty much fairly close together. Okay, I keep the middles fairly tight, but I'm getting more and more in the outward vein the more I do them. All right, so they're tight in the middle, but they start to flare out on the outsides. And as you can see, they're pretty close together. All right, and being that they're close together like that, I'm getting some of that dark blue there. I'm gonna go up here with one. And I'm doing the lines on purpose, just to give you a little guide to show you how to do them. Okay. And believe it or not, when I'm done with them, you still be able to tell them apart. But they are massively tall trees. Let's go a little bit dark here. I'm twirling my brush. Look down here. I'm twirling my brush around, still maintaining a point. Okay, still maintaining a point. Let's put this back. Yes, there. I'm gonna bring some of these even higher. Don't worry about that. There we go. See that? All right. And we're just gonna keep at it. Now, if I see that my trees are getting a little bit on the light side, I'll dig back into some of this dark. Okay. Let's put one up here, way up here, just like that. And once again, take your time with it. Don't rush these guys. If you gotta maintain your thickness of the paint, maintain the thickness of the paint. It's okay. If you gotta make it kind of globby, that's fine, because they're just representations of of the trees. But as you can see, I got one way up in the air there. It's past your viewing, but I'll be pulling these out once I highlight. The highlighting will be really slick too. It's not going to be that gaudy, super brightness. That's not what I'm looking for. And that's not what you kind of need. All right. I put another lengthy guy right up around here somewhere. I don't have to draw the line all the way down. But you need some of these tall trees to kind of cover the mountains, maintain that shape. All right. See, just like that. So let's pull back a little bit. They're pretty dark, as you can see. But we're almost at half the page already, and I'm talking to you as I'm doing this. All right. We're gonna put another lengthy one, put the tallest one right up around in that area there. I'm doing this on purpose. Just like that. Look, tighten up that middle, but you're gonna expand on the outside areas. Okay, just like that. Make them a little longer, a little taller. Just like that. Come on, spread it out there. Don't be afraid. Put it right out there. There's many ways and variances you can do pine trees. Okay, like I said, these are a little bit narrow. All right. And we're gonna put one down below the belt there. One right around in here somewhere. There we go. See that? Keep doing it. Have a ball. Keep doing it. Have a good time with this stuff. Have fun, you know. Put one right around here. Come straight down there. We need him a little bit on the dark side. I'm just picking in some of that dark, twirling it around my brush here. Get a small bit of water, loosen up that paint just a tad. All right, and we're going to continue on. Get that darkness going there. Wait till you see how I highlight these guys. All right. And remember, you can do the exact same thing. Just because you can barely see them don't mean that they're not there. Okay. Your eyes will catch these soon enough. And the reason why I can get away with doing such tall trees is because they're not really exploding until you get somewhat toward the bottom. So it helps preserve some of your background back there that you work so hard to do. All right. There. A large don't worry, my brain will work in a second or two. A large we'll put the tallest tree here, almost on level with the moon there. And I'm putting him in the direction of the biggest cloud. Because putting something here, once again, establish the shapes of the trees that you're trying to do. You follow me? Okay. And we're popping in some color in this big fella here. Get it really blotchy in the middle, but you spread it out on the edges there. So hopefully you can see exactly what I'm doing here. And we will be highlighting these guys, but not that bright color you would think, because you still got to maintain its darkness here. You follow me? So in designing these type of trees, actually the thinness of them and their unique type of look is what's gonna help you sell the look of this tree. All right, and you'll see, because you can only go so far with the width of these fellas. Okay, don't rush it. I'm not rushing it. Not really. All right, but there you go. I did that whole row. Now, pop some yellow in all of this. Look at me, look down here. Get some yellow, get plenty of it. See this? See that deep green there? Okay. See that nice deep green? Popping a little bit of white in there, brighten it up just a little tad. Now remember, you got black and blue in here, so it's not gonna be super dark like you would think. Okay. Now, I do have to water this stuff up. A thin paint does stick to a thick paint. So I'm going to water that up a little. Watering up your paint does not make it lighter. Makes it transparent, but doesn't make it lighter. All right. We're going to start highlighting these guys. Ready? Start from this one over here. Now, when it comes to your highlighting these fellas, toward the edge of the tree, toward the edge. Okay. And you're making them directional on purpose. Okay. That's what you're really looking for with these. Okay. Just like so. And doing what I'm doing right now, okay, you don't necessarily have to highlight every one of them. Okay. And this time, because you're doing the edges, you don't have to necessarily do the middle. But still keep that same kind of designy type of wispy look to them. And keep going with it. You got that tall one here, remember? The tall fellas definitely have to be highlighted. Now the highlights aren't as strong as you would probably want them to be, but don't do it. Don't fall for that trap. Keep this a nice dark scene. You know, some people keep a dark scene, right, for like nighttime or whatever, or they'll keep certain things shaded, but they will omit, you know, that the trees will be a little bit on the dark side. Even with this, I'm gonna still highlight it with the final highlight. But right now, whatever trees that need to be in the front will be lit in the, you know, for the front. I can probably keep that one in the back there. So I'll just end up making one. I'll make a highlighted tree out of this dark spot here. There's not a tree here, but I'm going to put some growth here. I'm not going in the middle, just like that. So I'll just create a tree right there to keep Big Boy in the back. So you can kind of shape and blend your trees however you would want them. And once again, I'm going to keep the middles kind of dark, but I'm going to expand that outside edge a little bit. And the strokes are going, for each tree, the strokes are going on the outside of each tree. All right. I'm really hoping that this will help you guys out. I really do. Because it looks like I'm just throwing stuff together here. And I'm not. You'll see in the final highlight of these guys. Remember my little thing I say, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. Okay. Now, down toward the bottom here, you can get a little heavier with the green. Okay. Because it's just like a big mass of bush happening there. Okay, we got a little fella right around. We'll keep this one dark back there. We got a little one right around in here. We got one fella right in here. And I'm going on each side of it. One, it helps me keep the guy rounded, keep him even. Okay. And as you can see, as this green dries, okay, you can see it, but it's fairly deep, it's fairly dark. Okay, I guess I'll put this big fella. Let's highlight this guy. And remember, this time you keep the middle fairly dark, and you're flaring out the outsides. They get a little wider as you keep flaring them out. You can cross some, especially when it gets down toward the edge there, the end, the bottom. I said it 3 different times, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Okay. We got one fella back there. He's kind of peeking back there. Here's this fella right back here. You guys can see him here. Here he is. There he is. I see him back there. You see him too. Just like that. He's back there. Okay. Just like that. Put him back there. All right. Clean off the brush. I don't necessarily have to use this brush anymore. It is a watercolor brush. It holds its shape fairly well, does its job, but he's just too thick for what I want to do next. So therefore, let's take a liner brush, which is kind of perfect for these. Well, this is actually a number 2 round. This guy will do the trick. Look down here, go into our white, go in that same mix. Just like this. All right. We're going to water that down a little bit. Put some water in there. Remember, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you need, really. All right. Okay, here we go. Right back from the other side. And we're going to highlight. Now, they definitely have to be directional. Okay, just like this. Look, I'm only highlighting the one side of the tree, but you can kind of see the strokes more. Okay, and I'm only going to do the ones that are out front here saying hello to us. Okay, and since it's a thinner brush, remember that outside kind of bushman look there, how the strokes are pointing out that way? That's what I'm doing. Okay, do them, even though they're pine trees, kind of do them in clumps. All right. Got one right here too. Just like that. Look at this. Okay. There we go. Just like so. And just keep going with it. Keep going. We got another one. He's a little shorter fella right here. See, right here, you can start making them look kind of in the pine tree look if you would like. Up to you. But keep the strokes in that outward direction. That's what's helping you out with this. Okay. I'm gonna add some little bushes and whatnot down on the bottom here. We get a little something going there with that. We got one right here. Let's make him a little lengthy here. I'm gonna add some trunks to a few of these too. I'm gonna take the palette knife for that. We're around the end of this painting now. Just like so. Now, some of these might be a little time consuming, but the way they look, it makes it worth it. I usually show you techniques where you can get a pretty fair and a decent looking painting, but not taking 4 or 5 days out of your life. You know, you want to do something pretty quick and decent for the weekend, or, you know, whatever you like to do for maybe your lunch period or something like that. Let's expand him a little bit, bring some of them inside like that. Even if you go inside a little bit, make sure they're going in that direction, okay? The same thing if you did it on the right hand side. Same thing, you know, go in a different direction. Let's put one, we got one right here. Just like this. Some goes in, some come out, like that. See this? Some of that brightness goes into the middle, comes outward, like so. So you're painting clumps of pines, clumps of light in those pines. Okay, this tall fellow right here. Now I know my hand's a little off the screen for a couple of those. You can start shaping these little like trees, especially this tall fellow. Now I'm gonna start going off the page with some of these bushes or some of these brush strokes. But I'm still going, the brush strokes are still going over there to the lower right. Just like that. Come on down. Just like that. All right. Let us take our palette knife. Let's go into some of that light green. It's okay. Watch what I do here. Can you guys see this? I think you guys can. Yep, you guys can see it. A couple of them. Come on down. Up to you. I don't want to do that one there. Put one right up in here. Maybe a little something right up in here. Now you could actually make this forest even more dense. I'm gonna show you a trick to that. Put one right here, one right in here. Give him a little something down there too. But you see the way it's starting to turn out here? Especially with this tall guy right here. Big fella right here. Just like that. That's a big one. He's a big one there. Okay. Watch what I'm going to do here with this. Because you see the little trees here, right? But watch this. I can go a little bit lower. Pop in a couple of here. A couple of here. Look at this. Look. This is how you make things a little more than what they are. Okay, come on down here. Look at that. Now you really got a forest. All right, you got, you know, tree stems popping out where there are no trees, but your eyes can't tell that. Your eyes don't know that. You see how easy that looks? Okay. Bet you didn't know you can do that, huh? Well, you definitely can. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm getting some of this dark. I'm wiping it off, going across. Oof, that's too thick. Hold on. Thin that out a little bit and go across. Yes, even though you don't see them very well, I'm putting some on some of these guys in the back here. You might see them a little bit, you might not, but they're in the back. Okay, just like that. And that's just doing it just to do it, really. Throw some dark ones back there. Oh, we'll throw one right here, real quick. One there. All right, guys. I do believe that shall be the end of this one. Okay, let me just get a little bit of water. A little bit of this white paint here, a little bit of water. This paint's kind of thick. I'm not using a script line, I'm just using the round brush here. I will throw my John Hancock on it and call it a day. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this. I know this one here was a little bit on the lengthy side. gave the wrong month. There we go. Oh, that still looks like one. Let's round that off a little bit. There we go. Okay, so don't look too crazy, but that's what it would look like. All right. So, thick brown frame. That's what she looked like. All right. Long width. But she would look like this with the black frame. I'll put it up there like this. Okay, right above the moon there. There. All right, but that's what it will look like. A dark picture, still got color in it. All right, but everything's just represented, in its darkness. I didn't really have to have the moon covered by any clouds. I knew the mountain was going to be there, and I knew the tall, thin pines were going to be around also, hanging around doing the pine tree thing. Okay, there you go. If you wanted to see the signature, it would look much like that. Okay, just like so. All right. I would like to thank you guys for checking this out, watching it. I do appreciate it. Let me know what you think. I love to hear your comments and your views. Can't wait to hear from you. It'll be a few weeks from the time I've taped this because I'm really far ahead making the tutorials. So let me know what you think. Can't wait, and I'll see you when I see you.